Hey group leaders, it's Pastor Kyle.
Do you hear from my office?
This is one of the things that happens when it gets to the colder months. I'm just not able to record outside anymore, but I appreciate the opportunity to still provide you with these videos even during these colder months, and I hope that the video quality will still be good enough for you that this is an enjoyable experience. So I just wanted to give you a couple updates. First off, I'm a dad now, which is pretty cool. So if I haven't been able to respond to you very quickly over the past month, it's because I'm running quite low on sleep at the moment. But thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your encouragement. So many of you have reached out to congratulate us, to help us with things that we need. So I really just want to thank you, each and every one of you who has done that, because it really means a lot to Chloe and I there at that time. Also wanted to provide you with an update on what's coming up. I got to go to an all-access day with LCBC, which is mainly down in Lancaster County, but they also have campuses all over eastern Pennsylvania. And we went to see how we can continue to grow in the midst of our ministries. And I was very intrigued as to how they do groups in such a large church. They have tens of thousands of people that attend that church. So many of the things that they have started doing to help people connect to groups, we've already started doing here at Christ Wesleyan, which is awesome. So I just want to definitely take some things from that conference to be able to make groups better, especially for group members and group leaders to connect with one another. And that's actually what's going to be the topic of today for this group leader newsletter, is helping you understand how do people get connected to groups if they are a congregant, but also how do you as a group leader recruit for your group. So there are many of you that are in the recruiting phase, or it could take a few extra people, and you're wondering, how do I close the gap with that? So specifically, here's how people connect to groups at CWC at this point. We're trying to make it as simple as possible. The first is our Church Center directory. So many of you utilize Church Center to communicate with your groups, to find the sermon leader guides, to see your membership, to communicate with them, and also it allows you to see the directory of all the groups that are open at this time. So that's a great tool. You can see ones that are closed as well with a little option that you can click. One of the benefits of having that online directory is people can filter through and see which group would truly work for them if they're looking for it. So you can filter by day, by life stage, by demographic, if it's a men only, women only, or both group. It really helps them to sift through, because we have 96 groups at this point. If I gave you a directory with 96 groups on it with all sorts of different information, it would just be very difficult to navigate. So Church Center directory does give you the ability to check out what's out there, but also it allows you to filter through in the meantime. So that's a great option. You can also look for that at cwc.life/groups, especially for those who are new and don't yet have the Church Center app. That's a great way to point them in that direction, and they can check out all the groups on their own time there on that platform. Also, we have our group connecting times. These are the group leader tables and the big pushes that we do during the year. So this is the second one. We always have groups pushes in August, in December, and in April. So that's for our fall launch, our winter launch, or spring launch, you could call it, and then our summer launch. So depending on your group, you may have a specific time of year that you're really heavily recruiting. Generally, that's August for a lot of groups to lead into the fall. But if people are looking for groups to connect with, encourage them during the month of December to check out our group leader tables. There's going to be all sorts of group leaders that are there recruiting for all sorts of different groups. And even if there's one that, if they aren't finding a specific group that they'll click with, there are still little sign-up sheets for them there that we get, and then we're able to contact them and help them sift through some of the options. Finally, this is a bit of a new one, but it's something that we're testing out. Many of you have my text in church number, which is 570-273-0088. If you have somebody who wants to get connected to a group, tell them to text the word groups to that number. What that will do is it will automatically send a request to Crystal and I to reach out to them personally and give them some personalized recommendations. So that's a great opportunity, and we hope to make it as simple as possible. Most of you have that number, but if you don't, make sure to save it to your phone. And then if you know of anybody that wants to get connected to groups or get some personalized recommendations, that's one of the main methods to do so. We want to help people out even if they're not very technologically savvy. They can just connect with Crystal and I. We'll help them through that directory. We'll help them through some of the options that are available and really get to know them to see what can work best. So those are the three main methods. There's the Church Center directory, either in the app or at cwc.life/groups. There's the group connecting times, which happen in August, December, and April. And then you can text groups to 570-273-0088. Those are the big three. If all else fails, just connect with Crystal and I. We're happy to help them through that process. So for you as a group leader, what can you do to recruit for your groups? That's how people get connected to them. But what are the opportunities that you have as a leader to find those opportunities of connections? Starting in December, we're actually going to be staffing, the Connect corner that's over in the well area. It's got the iPads that are there on the wall. It just kind of been sitting there over the past few months. So I'm actually planning on staffing that area every Sunday with a group leader that is recruiting. So if you are a recruiting group leader that wants to communicate with people, that wants to meet people on a Sunday morning that are actively looking to get connected, then let me know. And I'll be reaching out to you as well to make sure that you can get a spot there to have conversations with people about your group, to help them through the Church Center app side of things that are there on the iPads, and I'll help to train you through that as well. But having that area staffed specifically for somebody who's looking to connect to a group rather than the more broad category of the hub is going to be something that I think is going to be really beneficial. And we're going to spruce up that corner to make it really pop out for that too. So that's going to be one of the opportunities for recruiting group leaders coming up. Also, I want to connect you to events where people are actively looking to get connected. So that's connections breakfasts, membership classes, missions opportunities. Those are kind of the big three that I'm looking for and want you to be a part of, so that way you can be your best advocate for your group. So that's a really key factor as well. And then finally, if you want to connect with me, those group leader tables are one of the best options to connect with people too. Face-to-face connections, as well as almost a word-of-mouth advertising. Those are the ones that tend to really stick. Even though we have the directory on Church Center, we have about a 50 to 40% retention rate. So of people signing up for groups and then just not following through with it, unfortunately. If it's a face-to-face interaction, like at the group leader tables, in the groups corner here in the future, or if it's at a connections breakfast or something, that percentage is much higher, almost close to 75%. So having a face to connect with a name and ultimately being able to connect with them on a personal level is a really important thing when it comes to group leader life today. So those are the main ways that you as a group leader can recruit for your group. And if you have any questions, or if you want some ideas, or maybe even if you want some print materials like invite cards or that kind of thing, let me know. I'm here to help you above all else and to see how we can continue to help you grow in the midst of your group leading journey. Feel free to check out some more of the group leader resources that are here in the group leader newsletter, as well as some other things that are coming up here at CWC. It's going to be a busy season with Christmas coming up, but nonetheless, thanks for everything that you do as a group leader. I hope that this was helpful for you to know some of the ways that congregants connect to groups and how you can get connected to those congregants. And we are continually updating our process to try and make that as quick and efficient as possible, but also making sure that it's personal in the process. So thanks again for all that you do, and we'll talk to you later.